I heard that you're trying to relocate to Albuquerque, but you're probably not sure what areas you should be looking to move to when it comes down to relocating to the Southwest. Well, I got some news for you. In today's video, I'm gonna be going over the top 5 areas that newcomers that have never been to Albuquerque should be looking into when they are relocating down here. We're gonna talk about price, we're gonna talk about what to expect and why people are looking to relocate to these areas. So hang tight, grab your pen and your pad, let's get into today's video. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the channel. Or welcome back to the channel. You guys know where I'm at. I'm in the garage. We're starting to build out a bit of a studio in here because so much of you guys are reaching out that I figured maybe it's time to get a little bit more professional with it. So we are going to be putting a backdrop here that way you don't see these ugly garage panels. But with that being said, you guys know my style. I get things done. We don't wait around for the perfect day, perfect weather patterns, whatever. We're getting stuff done around here. So if this is your first time tuning into the Living in Albuquerque channel, guys, welcome. My name is Eli. Go ahead and hit that subscribe and notification bell down at the bottom. That way you guys never miss out on any videos because I am dropping videos like this one here where I talk about all the different areas in Albuquerque, best cities to live in New Mexico, and just different things you can expect when it comes down to relocating down to the Southwest. And if you are planning on moving down here, as much as I love doing these videos, guys, and hanging out with you for a little bit, I would also love to help you out with your real estate needs. And me and my team are ready to hop on a quick Zoom call with you guys to really discuss what those next steps are and the best practices when it comes down to relocating to the Southwest. So that number popping up on the screen, guys, is my direct line. Feel free to reach out, call, or text at any time. This first area on this list, guys, is gonna be for all you urban cowboys out there. For the ones that love to rock the Jordans during the week and the cowboy boots, the Harriot's during the weekends. I'm not bagging on anybody because that's totally my MO, my style, but just to be honest with you guys, if you guys are looking for a place that you can get the best of both worlds, right smack dab right in the middle of the city is going to be the North Valley. Now, North Valley does tie into like Los Ranchos and like kind of some of those Rio Grande neighborhoods down if you are going north on Rio Grande. So just kind of keep in mind that I'm talking about all this area here. Now, what's cool about living here in the North Valley is going to be that you're super close to the river. You got tons of open spaces and tons of parks. And it's an equestrian heavy community, so you're gonna see horses all over the place. Like your neighbor's gonna have horses, goats, and cows and all this stuff, right? Right smack dab in the middle of the city. So for anybody that's looking for that type of lifestyle, wants to be out of touch from the hustle and bustle, but still pretty close to all the different amenities. You got like Costco, Walmart, Home Depot, Lowe's, all this stuff pretty much 15 minutes away from your house. The North Valley is going to be a great place for you. And if you do want to know what you can expect to pay, it's kind of all over the place here, just depending on how deep you go down on Rio Grande. The prices get pretty up there. They can start out around like $300,000. That's closer to the, you know, those are going to be homes closer to I-40. So they are going to be a little bit smaller and a little bit older, but they do have pretty good sizes on the lots. Now, the deeper you go in, the more custom the house gets, the bigger the lots get. I mean, you can pay upwards to about $1 million for a property down there in the North Valley. So keep that in mind, that living close to the river and the deeper you go into Rio Grande, the more you are going to pay for this property. If you're cool with just living in something basic, you don't want all this land, all these animals and all this stuff, but you do want some peace and quiet, I highly recommend looking into the North Valley. All right, now a hop, skip, and a jump really across the freeway is gonna be Old Town, guys. The second area up on this list is a historical one. It's pretty dope because it's always getting revitalized and getting so much different things brought to this area. And it's really like the central hub for any kind of tourists to come down and explore. So if you've been to Albuquerque or you're looking to move to Albuquerque, I always highly recommend starting here because it really gives you a taste for the people, the culture, and just anything you can expect when it comes down to living here. So if you are planning on living in Old Town, again, they do have this agricultural thing to them. They do have some other neighborhoods off to the side that are a little bit bougier, and you have probably seen some of these houses because Breaking Bad has actually made this neighborhood pretty famous. And that's going to be the Country Club. So the Country Club is attached to Old Town. It's a whole different little neighborhood, but it's in the Old Town area that we might as well just throw it in there. So homes get pretty expensive there because the houses get pretty wild, they're pretty custom and awesomely manicured. So if you don't want to pay close to $1 million for a house, you may want to look on the outside closer to like the Sawmill area because you are going to be able to find a house for around like $350,000, $400,000. Again, they may be old, they may be a little bit reduced, but they will have bigger yards. But if you are somebody that wants to live that Southwest New Mexico charm lifestyle, and you really want to be a walking distance from Sawmill Market, Hotel Chaco, Level 5, and Old Town as a whole in all its little pocket neighborhoods is going to be a great area for you. Third area is going to be Nob Hill, guys. Now, Nob Hill is starting to get way more popular with anybody that's looking to relocate to Albuquerque. I mean, the amount of times somebody asks me what living in Nob Hill is like is pretty crazy to me, because I don't really get it. Like, yes, it offers fine dining and, you know, local shopping pretty much 10 minutes from your house in walking distance. But I mean, it's still pretty like suburban, urban kind of feel. There's not a whole like agricultural feel there, although some houses, they get pretty creative with the thing. But I mean, being smack dab right in the middle of the city, next to all the noise, next to UNM, I mean, if you're a college student or you just enjoy being in the middle of all the activity, this is gonna be a perfect area for you. Maybe I'm a Grinch, I don't know. Maybe I'm getting older and I just enjoy my peace and quiet when I get to my house. Maybe I'm not looking to walk to dinner or walk to work. I don't mind driving, right? And majority of the time, you are gonna be driving when you live down here in Albuquerque. So if you don't own a car, you may wanna rethink purchasing a car. But if you're like totally against it and you wanna live somewhere where you can actually bike to everything that you do, and you're planning on working at UNM or Presbyterian Hospital or even the college down there, then this is gonna be a great area for you, because it's smack dab in the middle of everything. You can basically bike to restaurants, Whole Foods, and all these different things, right? So just to give you a better idea, guys, you are gonna be paying anywhere from $350,000 to about $500,000 for a house, just depending on how well taken care of it is. If it's in El Toro Park, you can expect to pay a little bit more. Totally historic area with mid-century modern homes. Back in the day, in the 70s, when Albuquerque was blowing up, this was the place to be. So if you do enjoy historical value and you do enjoy urban amenities with a little bit of suburban mixed in there, Nob Hill is a great area to look into. This is for all you forward-thinking people. This neighborhood is pretty dope. I sold a house last year in this area, and I was surprised on everything that they offered. I mean, sustainable living. You didn't have to leave the neighborhood to get your groceries or coffee or even a beer. Like, it's crazy. It's super community focused, and it's right down the street from the Ladera Amphitheater and Netflix. And for those of you guys who have been around on the channel a while, I think you know which neighborhood I'm talking about. I'm talking about Mesa del Sol, guys. Now, Mesa del Sol is a totally new area. Like, I can honestly see the potential in this area just becoming its own like little city, like 20, 30 years down the road, just because of how much it's growing. It's also pretty cool because it's a straight shot, like 10 minutes away from the airport, and anybody that travels at Sunport knows that Sunport isn't busy. So if you're a big traveler, if you're somebody that travels a lot for work, or you just want to live on the outskirts of Albuquerque without having the need to go into town for, I mean, extremes like Costco or Home Depot, this area is going to be a dope place to live, guys. And on average, a house can cost anywhere from $450,000 to about $600,000. And for the majority, they're all going to be less than 15 years old, I believe. Maybe even a little newer. I know the house that I sold last year, totally brand new, and it had all the updated amenities. I mean, you can spray the pest control stuff into the wall from the outside. Your person didn't even have to come inside the house or anything like that anymore. That tankless water heater right out the gate. And I mean, so much different things that this house had for the price of $430,000. Now, I don't know if that's possible or feasible again, but I could assume that a lot of the new home builders out there, like D.R. Horton, Pulte, and Amrest, and I think is starting to build homes out there. I don't think Hakes is, but I know a lot of the new home builders today in 2025 are offering a ton of incentives to make it more appealing for you to move out there. So if you are gonna work for Netflix, or you are gonna work for the airport, or you're just somebody who's looking to retire in a nice area that has a ton of biking trails, a ton of hiking trails, or you know, you just want peace and quiet, Mesa del Sol is gonna be a dope place to live, and it's not gonna be super expensive either. We've made it to the last neighborhood, guys. And this last neighborhood, I feel a bit biased because this neighborhood was one of my favorite neighborhoods growing up because of the tree-lined kind of neighborhood aspect that they had when you come into the area or whatever. If that makes sense, right? If I'm making any sense, drop down in the comments and give me a thumbs up. But if I'm not, then just keep on watching the video. But Ladera Heights, guys, offers a unique style of living. Now, it is on the outskirts of Albuquerque, but I knew growing up that this area back in like the early 2000s was the area to be. Like, it was a luxury area, and until they started building more west, because honestly that's the only area that we have to build on, it really started to make a lot more sense for people to move down here because it got way more affordable, right? It wasn't a super luxurious area. The homes were cookie cutter with some amenities, of course, but you had the freeway right next to you. You got 2 different Walmarts. You got a ton of new restaurants and hiking, biking, and walking trails all in this area. And plus you have the Ladera golf course like really down the street for you. So if you're an avid golfer and you want to go to a pretty dope golf course, Ladera golf course is awesome. Now, it's not one of like the biggest and it's not one of the craziest. I know a lot of people prefer Royal Dell also because it's a lot more challenging than Ladera, but if you're somebody that just wants to go hit a few golf balls, and they actually just installed lights, so you are going to be able to do night driving here pretty soon. We actually drove by there and seen that they installed lights for the people who go to the driving range late at night. So they are going to extend their hours, it looks like. So if you're wanting to live in a neighborhood that you can just pretty much ride your bike, and I've seen actually, and I'm getting off on this golf tangent, but I've seen a ton of people actually just walk to the golf course from their house because there's a ton of houses and apartments around that little golf course there. But if you're somebody who enjoys that, totally recommend moving here. Or if you just want to be close to a bunch of different amenities and have super easy freeway access, I highly recommend looking to Ladera Heights because they got a diversity of homes here. They got apartment complexes, so if you do want to live in an apartment, you're not looking to purchase a house yet, you can rent an apartment here in Ladera Heights. Or if you're looking for a unique home, because I mean, they got cookie cutter style houses, some custom style homes, and of course some newer homes and multi-generational homes as soon as you pass Unser going closer to 98. So ton here. The price ranges vary from anywhere from $300,000 to about $500,000. Like, it's a pretty wide spread, but that's how dope it gets. You got super new homes and older homes. I mean, as old as like the 70s and the 80s they get here, and they're pretty cool. So if you are looking for a unique experience and you want to live close to all these different things, Ladera Heights may be a place to look into. I love getting off on tangents with you guys. I'm just super driven and motivated for you guys to actually look into relocating down here. And I know a ton of you guys are, because you're tired of whatever landscape, right? Could be, you know, political, it could be cost of living, whatever. Albuquerque is one of those areas that is diverse in its culture. It is offering affordable living, and you can purchase a house here for around $350,000, where like most of the United States, it gets close to about $500,000. So you're gonna save a ton of money when it comes down to living here, and you are gonna enjoy living here because we got great weather, 300 plus days of sunny weather. The people are pretty dope, and it's a slower pace of living, guys. Like, really, today after I'm done doing this, we're actually gonna go look for more books and more records to add to our display that we're getting here in our living room. Our interior designer, our stager for our team, has blessed us enough to come in and help us out with making this living room of ours look a little bit cooler and more enjoyable. So if you're looking to relocate down here, that number popping up on the screen is my direct line, whether it's the next 6 months or the next year. We'd love to help you guys out. Feel free to call or text me at any time. Again, we're working with what we have. Thank you guys for coming to the channel. If you are not ready to reach out just yet, down in the description below is a link for you guys to download a free relocation guide. Has all types of different neighborhoods, different things to do, and just things you can expect when it comes down to living here in Albuquerque. But it's getting kind of hot in here. I'm gonna go enjoy the rest of my day. You guys have a good week. We'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace. Oh, almost forgot my Dutchie. Peace.